Welcome to the beautiful country of Norway, known for its stunning landscapes and home to one of the greatest chess players of all time, Magnus Carlsen. Carlsen's strategic brilliance and flawless technique have led him to numerous titles, including multiple world championships. He is a true master of the game, renowned for his exceptional skills and unwavering determination. In the intense Norway Chess Blitz tournament of 2023, Carlsen found himself pitted against a formidable opponent in round 6, Hikaru Nakamura. Nakamura is renowned for his lightning-fast thinking and sharp tactical moves, and his impressive track record of victories and prestigious titles speaks for itself. In this high-octane game, both players face the relentless pressure of the clock, with only 3 minutes to make their moves. Blitz chess injects an extra dose of excitement and unpredictability into the match, as they must rely on their instincts and make quick decisions on the fly. The question remains, how will this thrilling encounter unfold? Hikaru makes the opening move by playing his pawn to d4, and surprisingly, Carlsen took 25 precious seconds to respond with his first move, pawn to d5. We've seen Carlsen win games before, even when facing time deficits, but can he employ the same strategy against one of the strongest and fastest players in the world? The game proceeded with both players developing their pieces, eventually leading to a London system setup. As Nakamura positioned his queen on b3, putting pressure on the b7 pawn, Magnus faced a critical decision. He had to choose between protecting the pawn with queen to b6 or opting for queen to d7, which he ultimately played with the same defensive intention. The current issue with the queen on d7 is that Nakamura responded by playing his bishop to b5, pinning the black knight and posing a threat with the knight d5. Magnus, however, quickly found a solution and decided to exchange knights, anticipating Nakamura to recapture with his knight. Surprisingly, Nakamura chose to surprise both his opponent and the spectators by recapturing with his king. While this move showcased Nakamura's boldness, it turned out to be a complete inaccuracy, forcing him to keep his king in the center for the remainder of the game. In response, Carlsen played pawn to f6, safeguarding the e5 square, followed by rook to c8. White made another mistake by capturing the pawn on c5, allowing Carlsen to play pawn to e5, thus gaining complete control of the center and establishing a significantly better position for Magnus. The game proceeded with both players making typical moves until the moment Carlsen surprised me by playing his knight to e7, indicating a desire to exchange queens. While I found this decision somewhat unexpected, given the tempting opportunity to try and checkmate the white king with both queens on the board, Magnus' choice had its own logic. He based his strategy on the fact that the white dark square bishop was isolated and had limited influence at the g3 square. As the game progressed, Carlsen aimed to expand his forces on the king's side, while Nakamura looked for ways to improve his disadvantageous position. However, Magnus made a misstep by playing knight to e4, allowing white to trade his knight for the black bishop on c5, and subsequently pose serious threats in the center with the well-placed move pawn to c4. After careful consideration, Carlsen made the bold decision to sacrifice a pawn by advancing his pawn to g4. This move led to several trades and exchanges, resulting in an endgame where white had a rook and bishop, while black had a rook and knight. Although white had an extra pawn, the presence of white's ineffective bishop on h2 compensated for black's pawn deficit. In his eagerness, Magnus greedily captured the h3 pawn, which turned out to be a significant mistake. Nakamura capitalized on this by playing f4, trapping the black knight and cutting off its escape route. With Nakamura's king threatening to attack the black knight, Carlsen had to immobilize his rook on g8 to prevent the move king to g2. As a result, both black pieces were immobilized, leaving white with a clear advantage. The question now became, what could Carlsen do in this challenging situation? Nakamura appeared to be in a favorable position, making strategic moves to target the queenside pawns. However, in the midst of extreme time pressure, he made a critical error by allowing the black king to break through white's camp. Seizing the opportunity, Magnus played king to g5 and subsequently sacrificed his knight to further advance the king's breakthrough. This brilliant idea by Magnus made Nakamura's task of finding the best moves exceedingly difficult, particularly in the face of time trouble. Carlsen skillfully utilized his magic to capture 2 of the white pawns on the king's side. With the a2 pawn in his sights, it was only a matter of time before Carlsen could promote his own pawn. Maneuvering his king and skillfully advancing his pawns, Carlsen's position grew stronger. Sadly, the white bishop proved inadequate in halting the advance of the black pawns, leading Nakamura to reluctantly resign. Clearly dissatisfied with the outcome, he accepted defeat as Carlsen emerged victorious from the intense battle.